and salutations, my dearest friends. My name is Samantha, and today I am going to be taking you guys along with me as I read some historical romances that are available on Kindle Unlimited. Okay, so I am a huge fan of Kindle Unlimited. I have found so many good finds, especially like novellas. I thought it would be super fun to create like a mini series on Kindle Unlimited books. So in this video, I'm going to be reading 3 historical romances that are available on Kindle Unlimited. Let me know if you would like to see a part 2 to this video. I would love to do cozy mysteries and novellas. I think that would just be so much fun. But today, we're going to focus on historical romances. I will say that this is probably much more of a reading vlog than my normal videos. I had a bit of a reading slump like halfway through filming this video. It happens. So I kind of just chatted with you guys a lot. I took you guys to the bookstore. You'll see. So I'm just gonna hop right into the books that I'm gonna be reading. I'm gonna give you a brief synopsis and then I will talk about them more as we go along. So the first book that I'm going to be reading is Falling for a Rake by Eve Pendle. This is the first book in a series. Synopsis says he's the most notorious rake in England. She's a perfect lady. Neither are what they seem. Bum, bum, bum. All of our characters have a lot of secrets. They come from a very dark past and they find themselves in a compromising situation. So our heroine is like the leader of this ladies group that hunts plants. I don't know like what the word for that is, but she basically goes and like finds these different ferns and plants in exotic locations. Hero sees her and this group of ladies and they find themselves in a compromising position. So as she's kind of like hunting for these plants, she ends up falling down a mine shaft. I think a mine shaft. It's not a spoiler, this happens in like the first chapter. She ends up falling down a mine shaft and they end up getting stuck for the entire night. She, you know, is in a compromising situation, so it's a little bit of like a marriage of convenience type trope. So I'm excited to read this one. Next book that I'm going to be reading is from an author that I have read plenty from and I really do enjoy her writing, and that is Christy Caldwell. I'm going to be reading is In Bed with the Earl. This is the first in her Lost Lords of London series. The reason I picked Christy Caldwell is 1, I just adore her writing. I think she's super underrated, and 2, all of her books have audiobooks, so I thought that was going to be perfect for this reading vlog. The heroine is a reporter and she is doing a story on our hero who is a lost earl. He was kidnapped as a child and then he discovers that he is a part of this earldom and he's expected to take over the title. As she ends up reporting on his life and his story, he wants nothing to do with the peerage, but he's kind of like forced into that life because of her article. So he's pretty upset by it. It's kind of also a marriage of convenience trope. So the next book that I picked is a novella. I thought we would read something short and sweet. It's called Budding Romance and it is also a first in a series. It's the Nicolette and Doretha. Doretha? Is that how you pronounce her name? I'm really excited to read this one because it is a sapphic romance. So one of our heroines is a headmistress at a school and our other heroine is a gardener that gets hired to kind of like decorate the school. Don't think we're gonna have time to read the other book I wanted to read for this vlog. So again, we might be doing a part 2. Sorry, I have my phone, that's why I'm looking down. So my camera actually stopped recording, so I don't know where we left off. I think I was talking about the Scarlett Scott book. Scarlett Scott, really want to read her books. Anytime that I'm scrolling through Amazon or Kindle Unlimited, she is always recommended to me. Always. So the one I want to read is Nobody's Duke. I think we'll have time to get to this book, but I kind of want to mention it because I'm like curious to know if any of you have read any books by her because she is literally always recommended to me. It's a first in a series. It's the League of Dukes series. It says, a widow with secrets. When the dangerous men who killed her husband in a political assassination threaten Ara, Duchess of Burghley? I don't know how to pronounce that. The crown assigns her a bodyguard. Oh yes, I think it's a bodyguard romance. But the man charged with protecting her is no stranger. He's Clayton Ludlow, the bastard son of a duke and the first man she ever loved. 8 years after he took her innocence and ruthlessly abandoned her, he's back in her drawing room and her life. This time, she's older, wiser, and stronger. She will resist him at any cost and make him pay for the past. So he's like a spy and a bodyguard. It's a bodyguard romance. It sounds so good, but I don't know if we'll have time to read it, but I wanted to mention it anyways in case any of you guys know if her writing is good, you know? Just jump right in to the reading vlog because it's a little bit of a long one. So I hope you guys enjoy. and I hope you guys are having an amazing week. Okay, bye. Greetings and salutations. I look a hot mess express. I'm getting some coffee right now. I had to go into the office today, which sucked. So I'm treating myself to some coffee for my hard labor. Here's your guys' Starbucks drink. I am super curious. I don't even say I'm a coffee person overall. Like, I definitely don't drink coffee every day. I don't feel like I need it to, like, you know, give me energy. But every once in a while I do enjoy a cup of coffee at home. But if I'm at Starbucks, I love their everything bagels. Like, that is my favorite bagel of all time. Ordering coffee, I always order iced coffee from Starbucks, and it's just an iced caramel macchiato. Simple. I literally have never had anything else from Starbucks, like coffee related. So many ways you can get your coffee that I panic every time I order. Every time I order, I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna order something new, and I'm like Googling all of these really cool Starbucks drinks, and then I get to the register and I'm like, an iced caramel macchiato please. I'm not in the mood for iced coffee. I really like their refreshers. They have a kiwi refresher that is super yummy. They have the strawberry one that is like really popular. So I either get a refresher or I get an iced caramel macchiato. That's it. Like, what if I don't like it? I know so many people say that Starbucks, you can come back and be like, hey, I didn't like this drink, can I get another one? But that just feels weird and wrong, because like they just throw that, they just throw it out. Like, I'm never gonna be someone who complains about my Starbucks drink. Anyways, that was a rant and a half. Listen to the audiobook, gosh, I can't even remember the name, by Christy Caldwell. Something Earl. Earl in My Bed, One Night with an Earl. Something Earl. I'll put it on the screen. I started the audiobook this morning as I was driving to work because there was a couple accidents this morning. Unfortunately, I hope all of those people are okay, because it seemed like a really bad accident. So I was stuck on the freeway and I was just listening to an audiobook. I personally really like the narrator. I know that Jess from Peace Love Books has read some of Christy Caldwell's other books and said that she didn't like the narrator, but I don't know. I think I'm used to him at this point because I've read a couple other Christy Caldwell books. By the way, I'm just in the drive-thru. I'm not talking to you guys and driving because that's dangerous, but I got a car mount. I finally got a car mount. Finally. I am liking the audiobook so far. There are some characters in this book that we have seen in other series by Christy Caldwell. So Connor from the Wicked Wallflower series, he's the hero in the second book. He's in this book. So you got to see him. A lot of her series connects, and I know a lot of historical romance authors do that, like Beverly Jenkins, Lisa Kleypas, Julia Quinn. They all connect their series. Sometimes you'll see like sneak peeks of other characters, which is nice, but it can be a little bit confusing if you haven't read their other books. I'm only on like chapter 5, I think, so I'm really not that far into the book. I'm enjoying it so far. It's a very interesting premise. This is set in the Regency time period, I think, if not right after the Regency time period, but it's definitely not like glitz and glam and ballrooms as you would expect from typical Regency romances. It's definitely like the nitty gritty underbelly of London, which is kind of interesting and different. So that is my update. I'm going to order my Starbucks drink. Let me know your Starbucks drink and maybe I'll be brave enough to order it next time. Oh my gosh, guys. I order my drink with confidence, okay? Confidence. I'm like, can I get that kiwi starroot refresher? And she's like, oh, I'm sorry, we're actually sold out of that today. And panic. Like, what else do I order? And then I was like, oh, I guess I can order an iced coffee, but I kind of don't want the iced coffee right now. I really wanted the refresher. So I ordered something new. I panicked. I was literally just saying that I never order something new, but I was forced to because they were sold out. So I got the mango dragon fruit refresher instead of the kiwi starfruit refresher. I know, I'm trying new things, big changes. Wow. Anyways, I gotta put on my mask because I'm about to roll up and get this drink. Greetings and salutations. I hope this is recording because I just filmed this whole clip and my camera wasn't recording. Yeah. If I look like a hot mess express right now, it is because I am. It's been a couple days since I last talked to you guys, and I feel like I've lived so much life since then. So many updates. So this is going to be a little bit of a chatty portion of the video. Maybe I'll put a timestamp down below because I'm going to chat with you guys for a little bit because I feel like I have a lot of life updates. And foremost, let me know how the video footage looks right at this moment. It's on Instagram, and I let you guys know that this entire year that I've been on BookTube, I have been recording and editing on my iPhone, and not even like the newest iPhone, so it's been a bit of a struggle. We do have a desktop computer at my house, but I just never really use it. I had a very old MacBook that was my sister's, but it's like 10 years old and just wasn't working. So the only resource I had was my phone, but I felt it was due time for an upgrade. So I bought a computer. I bought a MacBook Air. Like I said, I was chatting to you guys on Instagram, and a lot of you guys recommended the MacBook Air, so I got it. I think the color is space gray. I'm over the moon excited to have this and create better content for you guys. Moving on, the shelves behind me, they look different, I know. I did a huge unhaul. I unhauled upwards of 20-30 books. I organized all of my books, and I moved my shelves. What else? Honestly, my mind has been all over the place because I have been a little bit consumed with my job. There's a promotion going on right now in my company and in my department, and fingers crossed that I get it. I have a really good feeling, good vibes about this. I really feel like it is destined to be mine, so let's hope that that promotion is mine because I've been working really hard for it. Bookstore today, I filmed a little bit because I didn't really feel comfortable filming in the bookstore. Sometimes I feel comfortable, sometimes I don't, and I don't normally go to this bookstore, but their books are pretty inexpensive. They typically range from like $2 to $4. I don't know the owners. It's really like a thrift store, so I don't know. I didn't film a ton, but I will throw in the footage right now. So there it is, me going to the bookstore. I got a couple things. Do you want to see? Let me show you. Let's do a little quick book haul. So one of the things that I picked up is The Duke and I by Julia Quinn, Miss Julia Quinn. This is the one that has the really pretty step back on it, or the back cover on it. Another book I picked up is one by Catherine Cutler. This is The Devil's Daughter. I got some Julie Garwood books. This one is Gentle Warrior, and this one was Rebellious Desire. They were both $1. Had to pick them up. That's a Judith McNaught book. You guys know I haven't had the best luck with Judith McNaught. She's not my favorite historic romance author, but I'm still willing to give her a shot, okay? They had a ton of Tessa Dare at this bookstore. This one is The Governess Game. I haven't read a ton of Tessa Dare. I know so many people love her. She's super duper popular, and I think that's why I haven't read her, because I'm like, everybody has already read her. Do I need to do a video on it? And this one has the very lovely step back. I picked up 2 Nora Roberts books. She has so many books, but I am slowly collecting some of them. So this is the McGregor Grooms, and this is the McGregors, Serena and Kane. So it's part of a series. I have another book in this series. She has a lot of books, so it's kind of hard to keep up. Okay, this next book is gorgeous. My voice cracked right there. That was weird. This book is gorgeous. It's called Spitfire by Beatrice Small. Another one I got is All I Need Is You by Johanna Lindsey. Orange is actually my favorite color. I don't know if you guys knew that. And I love this orange gradient. I have a very specific book look that I want to do with this. I also picked up some cozy mysteries. So let me show you guys those. I picked up 2 Agatha Christie books. This is The Man in the Brown Suit. And then this one is The Murder at the Carriage. Don't know how to pronounce that. But I do know that Agatha Christie is a classic author. I picked up a Heather Blake book from her Wishcraft Mystery Series, and this is To Catch a Witch. Sorry that I keep touching my hair. It's frizzy, it needs to be washed. It's a lot going on. I picked up because it is the definition of like a cozy mystery. Like, it's such a cute cover. Look at it, matches my shelves. How cute. Isn't this the cutest little peep? Oh, he's backwards. I don't know why he's backwards. Look how cute he is. My friend Desiree from Thank you, reader, sent me that little guy. Oh, he is so cute on my shelves. And then another book that matches my blue shelves. Apparently I really like blue books. This one is a classic library edition. It has Frankenstein and Dracula. I don't know if you guys knew this about me. I don't read a ton of classics, but Dracula is one of my favorites. It's really the only classic that I could like genuinely say I love, love, love. I need to read more though. I haven't read a ton since like required reading in high school. So Dracula was like one of those books in high school I read like 4 or 5 times. Like I don't know why I was so enamored with it. I think I was going through like a Twilight phase and a House of Night phase. Like it was very popular to read vampire books in my high school. Like a bunch of the girls would like pass the books around and we would read them together. And Dracula was like a fan favorite. So when I saw this edition, I needed it. Those are some of the books that I picked up, as well as a little life update. I hope you guys didn't mind this more chatty portion of the video. Back to the books. I am still reading the book by Christy Caldwell and really enjoying it. In this book, it is very fast paced. A lot is happening from like page 1, and I just feel like we're not given a ton of information. There's some characters that are mentioned that I'm pretty sure are in some of her other series. It is very reminiscent of her Wicked Wildflower series. We have like our grumpy, stoic hero, and then our independent, strong-willed woman who gives as good as she gets. What I find really, really interesting is that this Earl doesn't want to be an Earl. He was kidnapped and sold when he was a really young boy. He doesn't have many memories of his parents because they passed away. He doesn't have memories of being an Earl, so all he knows is life in the streets of London. Literally like in the streets of London. It's very interesting. His job is finding things in the sewer. I don't really know how to explain it. It doesn't sound glamorous, but he's like king of the underworld type of thing. Like he works underground and gets money and connections. And anyways, he has no interest in being a part of the peerage, no interest in being an Earl at all. And I love that. I love that our hero has no interest in noble titles. I love that our heroine is super independent. She's a working woman. She's a reporter. It does take place near the Regency time period. It is showing a different side of the Regency time where it's not as glamorous. It's not all about balls and titles and gowns, and I really like it. And I think that with Christy Caldwell, I just really enjoy her writing, and it's different from a lot of like the typical historical romance authors. Not that there's anything wrong with the typical historical romance authors, but it's fun to read something different. So I will update you guys when I finish this book, but so far it's probably looking at a 4-star. I like it a lot, just not as much as I liked the Wicked Wallflower series. Our characters, instant, like page 1 from when they meet, instant chemistry. And I'm digging that too. So I will update you guys in a little bit. Bye. Hi, hello. Hello. I just finished filming a video. You'll probably see that video before this one posts. Finished In Bed with the Earl by Christy Caldwell, and I'm very torn with my rating for this book. I'm like in between a 3-star and a 4-star. This one just seemed like a lot was going on. So much was happening. There were so many like side characters and backstories and side plots that were going on that I just felt like we didn't get enough information on. So we have our hero who is this lost Earl, and we really don't know much of his backstory, but he is an amazing character. He's one of my favorite characters of the book, and like he alone gets like 5 stars. I adored him as a hero. He was patient and he was so kind to our heroine, and our heroine was like a little much, and I think that's why I can't like give this a 5-star, because our heroine drove me insane for a very good portion of this book. It has our heroine who is a reporter, and she's trying to like provide for her family by being a reporter, and she just knows that the story that is going to make her career is her talking about this lost Earl. So she makes it her mission to basically discover all of his secrets. The way she goes about it, to me, seems like a little unethical almost. Like she's very aggressive in her approach of trying to discover the truth, and she feels almost like a little entitled. Not interested in discovering his past. One is so unsympathetic and doesn't care and is just like, I'm gonna find out all your secrets, and I demand you tell me all your secrets, and the world deserves to know all your secrets. She's asking so much from him, but like giving no story about herself, which was infuriating. So she was a little infuriating for the first couple chapters. She got better. But I have to give it like a 3 or 4 star. I think I'm gonna give it a 4 star. If her heroine wasn't completely insufferable, it would have been a 5 star. The one that I found was by Laura Kinsey, and it is called Budding Romance. Oh, this was really good. Okay, I also gave this one a 4 star, but I think I liked it a little bit more. One was a sapphic romance, so a female-female romance. I loved it like the entire time. I was just grinning ear from ear. It was so, so cute. So it follows our 2 heroines. One is a school headmistress who is kind of like branching out and creating her own school for young ladies. And then our other heroine is a gardener that she hires. They have their romance and it's really, really sweet. I really liked so many aspects of this book. First, it's a sapphic romance. We don't see a lot of those in historical romances, and I wish we did. So both of our heroines are a little bit older, I think 38 and 42. Not that that's old at all, but for historical romances, most of our heroines are like 17, 18, just entering into the marriage mark. So it was nice to see like these spinsters kind of find happiness in their career first and take priority in their career and in themselves, and then fall for each other and support each other. Like that was really what this sweet novella was about. I was really impressed with the chemistry that was being able to write in such a short book. So if you're looking for a novella, I think this one was good. I'll update you guys.
Hi guys, I was gonna film while the baby was sleeping. I'm on Tia duty today, but I mean, how can I miss out on these baby cuddles? I can't. So I'm gonna sit here and read Falling for a Rake by Eve Pendle. I just started it. It's pretty good. I'm like 10% on the way in. I'm liking it so far, and I'll update you guys. But yeah, I'm just gonna soak in these baby cuddles because I feel like that's what I need in my life right now.
Sorry if the quality of the video isn't that great right now. My camera died mid-filming, so I'm filming on my phone. Anyways, hi, hello, how are you? We're wrapping up this video. So I am here to wrap up this video. I read all 3 books. I didn't get to the Scarlett Scott book. I knew we wouldn't have time, so we might have to do a part 2 to this video. Let me know if you want a part 2 of historical romances, or if you want me to try out a different genre. So I can read cozy mysteries that are available on Kindle Unlimited, or novellas that are available on Kindle Unlimited. This is going to be a series, so I'm going to film a video regardless. But which genre would you guys like to see? Okay, so let's quickly wrap up the book that I just finished, and that's Falling for a Rake by Eve Pendle. Oh, this wasn't my favorite book, guys. I don't know if this was because I was in a reading slump or because I had to read some other books for my book club and the live show, that I just wasn't into this book at all. And to be completely honest, I'm not someone who DNFs books, but I probably would have DNF'd to this if I wasn't filming the video. I just wasn't interested in our characters. I didn't really care for our characters. It's a romance book, so I want that happily ever after. I want them to be together. I want to root for their romance. But I was just kind of bored. I know that's so bad because it really, like, nothing was wrong with this book. There was nothing offensive. There was nothing problematic. It was just a little boring. Heroine has a really interesting job. She like hunts for plants in these exotic locations. Love that for her. Love that she was all about like creating her own destiny, and she was very independent. She came from a little bit of a dark past. So this isn't a spoiler because it's told in the very beginning of the story, but she was previously engaged before meeting our hero, and her husband was killed in a hunting accident, and it just was like a very like mysterious type of death. She feels kind of responsible for it, so she has no interest in marrying. And then our hero also kind of has a dark past. Again, this isn't a spoiler, and I actually think this is really important to know in going the book because you get to decide like if you want to continue reading. Hero is a reformed rake, and he has quite a bit of a past. So usually in historical romances, if we're talking about a rake, we normally hear about like their mistresses and things that they've done in the past, right? Like they're reformed, they're better for our women. But our hero, I don't know. His secret was that he ended up getting a noblewoman pregnant. He ruined her reputation. She was a young girl. He was young as well. He ends up getting her pregnant, does not marry her, and does not take ownership of the child. That's his secret. And I'm just like, I don't love that. I really don't love that. Essentially, he kind of like abandoned his child. In the book, you do see him, make donations to the area that she lives in and keep tabs on her, and he's trying to make things right. Struggled to root for their romance because the entire time as they're courting and, with this arranged marriage and this marriage of convenience, this entire time I'm like, yeah, you guys got your happily ever after, but what about that lady that you got pregnant? Like, what about that child? And it was never really fully addressed. It was mentioned, but not addressed. Did like was our hero was extremely honest. Like, he told our heroine everything within like 10 minutes of meeting her. So this wasn't like some dark secret that you learn about later. It's literally like in the first or second chapter. I appreciate that our hero was honest. Heroine was just a little cold. Like, she didn't have much emotion about like anything, even like her passion for like hunting ferns. I think overall I just wasn't impressed. I was a little bored. I skimmed a lot. Not my favorite. I would give it like just maybe a low 3-star rating. I don't want to rate it a 2-star because there wasn't anything problematic. Like, some people might love this book, but it just wasn't for me. Does that make sense? The thing I will mention though is our hero, he's an earl, so he is part of the House of Lords. People always ask, like, what do dukes do and what do earls do? Like, what is their job? A lot of them participate in the House of Lords. They go to Parliament. They vote to get things passed. They're part of the King's Court. A lot of that was in this book. Like, he is in Parliament, passing laws, talking to other lords. So if you are interested in that aspect, it's very heavily in this book. There was a lot of like social issues that were discussed in this book. So if you like that, it was a part of it, but it kind of took away from the romance just a little. So up the other 2 books that I read Budding Romance by Laura Kinsey. Love this book. Love this book. It gave me like little butterflies in my stomach. Adored the romance. I would say a 4 out of 5 stars, a solid novella. I'm really excited to read the second book in the series. The 3rd book that I read was by Christy Caldwell, Something with the Earl. I can't remember the name. I'll put it on the screen. I don't know why. I think it's like One Night with the Earl or In Bed with the Earl. Something of that effect. This was also like a solid book. Really, really enjoyed it. Not my favorite Christy Caldwell that I read, but still a good one nonetheless. I do enjoy the narrator if you just want to listen to something in the background. I gave it a 3-4-star rating, kind of like in between. Okay, so those were all the books that I read. Kind of an average reading week so far. If I were to recommend one book, it would probably be the Laura Kinsey book. Yeah, probably be that book. Thank you so much for joining me this week. I know this video was a little bit longer than my usual. I hope you guys don't mind. Let me know your favorite historical romance that is available on Kindle Unlimited. I would love to read it. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to spend time with me. It means the world to me. I hope you guys are all staying happy and healthy, and I'll see you next time.